Hello fellow traders, this is Paul Limmel. Got another stock here for you, quantum computer stock. This one is super fast, and it's got some really key cycles that we're going to be breaking down here in a few minutes. But this one has the potential to be a huge mover based on momentum, based on cycles, and based on the PPP zones. So hang in there, we'll break it down here in a minute. But first, before we dive in, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. It really helps us reach more traders like you and keeps you updated on our latest trading tips. Also, we're looking for talent, maybe someone who's not locked into their own way of trading and is open to exploring a new outside-the-box form of cycle-based trading, which we use to swing trade equities and day trade indexes, SPY, QQQ, and futures. If you have any interest in that, DM me through our social media or email me at paul@bitcoinandtradingclub.com and I'll give you more information. And quick look at the market rating. We're still an A+, very solid price action right now on the index. Should be heading up here soon just based on the way it's trending right now. So looking pretty good. If you want to learn more about the market rating, go to bitcoinandtradingclub.club/market-rating. Okay, just looking at the big picture before we get drilling down to the small cycles, the shorter term cycles. The TY-2 cycle was pretty much nailed the bottom. Almost exactly, and again, these cycles tend to squeeze price into its extremes, and so that's what happened here. We got a spike off the floor, pull back inside of that cycle right in here, and TY2 pretty much squeezing at the $10 mark. You can see it's already up practically 200%, and probably gonna get a soft landing pullback. More than likely, we're gonna get a TSS somewhere in here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the TD3 cycle right there. A few days inside that would be good, especially pulling back to the $35 PPP, and then that would be good confirmation and for the attack potentially on the $50 psychological price point. So looking good from the price zone perspective. As far as the cycles, we came out of that big move, a 9 BMI move late last year with TM1 cycle, first trend line Cat 1. 1.5 month cycle. Then we had the 50-day cycle, 2.5 month cycle, TD9. We already have the price squeeze coming in there. So you got your cycle low here, TM1 cycle low here. You got the TD9 cycle low here with the higher low. So the price squeeze is coming in on the cycles. And then you got the TY2, another price squeeze in the long-term cycles versus the short-term cycles. And then you get the pullback off the TM3, which is a 5 to 7 month cycle. And again, we got elevated low. So we got some good accumulation coming into that. You know, the one concern right here is the fact that you're up practically 300% inside the cup. A lot of times that will create some inside the cup selling pressure, potentially driving the cycles out. This next cycle is a TM4, and that's several months away, 3 to 4 months potentially. Yeah, typically on this big of a retrace after that big of a gain, you'd expect the TM5, the 12 to 15 month cycle. If that was the case, that would be January of next year. So it's always a possibility. There's also a possibility we get outside of that U pivot over here and we consolidate for several months inside of it. But right now, you go with what you got. Right now, you got great price action. If you get a dip down in here for a few days, retest of that 200 MA and a $35 PP and takes off, you just jump in and hold on tight, because it could get away from you. It could just buck the trend and decide to go with the short-term cycles on the breakout. So looking pretty good. When we get back, I'll go ahead and break down some price targets based on cycles. If you're unfamiliar with any of the trading terms I'm using, you can find our club lingo at bitcoinandtradingclub.club/lingo. Okay, looking at some cycle targets. This is a TM3-U, basically the underside of it, the 3 to 5, and actually the 5 to 7 month cycle. Probably 75 to 90% of these cups, high momentum cups, have the TM3 cycle off the lows on the breakout to the new highs on that. So basically we have a potential target on the North Channel violation of $62 or so. Be about a 50% gain out of that breakout. Now if it hit the 3X channel, that would be potentially close to 200% on the breakout. And if it hit the 2x of the channel, TM3 2x, that would be close to 300% on that, 300% plus $40. Very good chance that it can do it. You know, despite the big basement supply coming in here, it might just push the cycles out further, but this one has the potential to really head up for some pretty big gains, especially coming out of that TY-2 cycle. So one other point about it is if you get outside of this U pivot, you get a well-formed PBC zone. It could very well be, you know, knocking its head on this cycle line here. You pull back into that. You can always look at potentially 200% out of the PBC zone as a target. So let's say that that's set in that 60 hour area or so. 2 times 60 is 120 plus 60 is 180. So that's another potential target based on the PBC zone breakout. But overall, it looks really good. You know, the only challenge I would say is the deep cup retrace may push the cycles out further on continuance. But you know, it's really good looking chart. I'd say stock rating based on volatility, and you know, if it was a higher quality cup, I'd say 90 plus, but we're probably talking about 87 or so on the stock rating for it. So that's ARQQ Arqit Quantum Inc. If you're interested in our trading style and want to join the club or get one-on-one coaching, head over to cycletradingtraining.com. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.